How's it going, neighbors? This is Ed here with eTrailer.com, and we're taking a look at our Rhino Rack Vortex Aero Crossbar kit on our 2023 Ford F-150. So our kit is going to consist of 3 parts. You're going to have your 59-inch Aero crossbars that are designed to help reduce wind noise. You're going to have your towers, and then your F-150 custom fit kit that fits with the contour of your roof and door jamb. The Rhino Rack system is a great choice for your F-150 if you want to use it for work or play. If you have a ladder rack, you can get longer loads to go across the top of your cab. Or if you have a kayak carrier, maybe a cargo basket for getting out in the world and having some fun. Really great option to increase your cargo capabilities on your pickup, giving you a pretty decent amount of space. As you can see, we have a kind of an oval shape. That's our aero design with the crossbars. That's designed similar to a wing where it would cut through the wind, reducing your drag wind noise. On the top of our strip, that's where we get the vortex in the name. The vortex strips also help channel the wind resistance to, minimize some of the noise. Underneath, there's a measurement strip that would go into this place that fills in that gap to reduce the whistle. However, since it's just an example, we don't have it on here, but it'll come included in your kit. On the very end, you have a plastic locking end cap that keeps your T-Track accessories locked in place. You can swap it out for an actual keyed lock core to match up with everything else, but as out the package, it'll still keep everything pretty secure. Our bars are supported by our towers that are lockable, that allow you to keep everything nice and secure when you're out and about. On the inside, this is actually where your clamp for your fit kit secures to the door jamb of your truck. Your weight capacity is right at 165 pounds, so that's going to give you a pretty hefty amount of weight, but you definitely want to make sure you're checking the owner's manual to see what the capacity of the roof itself is and go with the lower weight rating. The crossbars dimensions, these guys are going to be 3 inches wide, a little over 1 inch tall. Your T-Track slot is 3/8 inches thick. That's going to allow you to slide in from the end of your end cap, and your under channel is 11 3/8 inch long. So that's going to allow you to also use tie down points. As far as the shape of this is going to work with most roof boxes or cargo baskets. So that's something to consider to get some additional use out of it. With the overhang on our bars, you can see that it doesn't extend very far beyond the body itself. So you shouldn't have any issues as far as, a bump hazard or anything along with that. One thing to consider also, if you need something a little bit longer for your accessories, there are longer crossbars that'll work with the same fit kit and tower. As far as clearance on the top, you're at 3.5 inches high. So if you have any cargo carriers, baskets, or accessories, you have plenty of room for the hooks to go underneath. Our overall height, we're adding about 4.5 inches of height to the top of the vehicle. So whatever you're loading on top, you can just include that 4.5 inches so you have an idea for is your overall height for clearances for like drive-throughs and parking garages. Our bars are constructed of aluminum, so that's going to give you really good corrosion resistance, and as well as being lightweight, it's pretty easy to install it as one person on this larger vehicle since you're reaching over. And speaking of installing, let me show you how to get your installation going. To begin our installation, we already have all of our parts taken out of the packaging and laid out so we can follow along with the instructions. I have the rear crossbar already installed. I did that ahead of time on camera so I can get an idea for the installation and make it a lot smoother for you. We have our base and base pads. These guys are going to go together first. Our base pads have an R and an L to signify right hand, left hand, driver, passenger, and an arrow to let you know which direction they should face. This ridge here is going to fit along the top of the gutter on top of the truck. So you just want to keep that in mind when we get to that portion of the installation. So I'm going to take both of my pads and bases and just snap those guys in. And just so you can see what we're doing, we're just lining up these rubber points to the points on the inside of the base. And they just pop right in. Your next step is to take your tower and you're going to attach your base right there at the point with the arrow facing out, and just snaps right on. We're going to repeat that here and snap it on again. And now we're going to take our clamp and bolt it in to this threaded nut here. You don't want to fasten it all the way down because you want room for adjustment when you're putting it on the roof of the truck, but just enough to keep it in place so you're not wrestling it while you have it on top of the vehicle. I'm just going to do that again for the remaining tower. All right. To install the towers onto the aero bar, you're going to take your included Rhino Rack key and unlock your end cap. That's our driver, so we're going to put this over here. And we're going to take our T-nut and slide it along our T-track and replace it. We want to leave it loose enough so we can make any necessary adjustments before we actually fasten it down. I'm going to do the same on the other side here. Now that I have my towers on my bar, we're going to do some measurements to make sure we have the towers and bars positioned correctly according to the instruction manual. Use the measurement from the install guide to get the correct spacing. There is a measurement strip that is included with your Rhino Rack bars, but because this is a demonstration and we're going to reuse it, we're just not going to use that measuring strip, but it makes it a lot easier for you at home. And then we're going to use our Rhino Rack torque wrench to lock our towers down. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Before we install our crossbar, we're going to make sure we have the proper measurements so we can have the correct crossbar spread. It's about 11 inches, a little bit over 11 inches, and I use a piece of masking tape to just mark where my measurement is to make it a little bit easier when I install my bars. So now that I have my measurements all in line, I'm going to open the door so I can hook it from one side, and we're going to just carefully extend the crossbars to the other side of the vehicle, being cautious of our paint, and just allow it to rest in the proper position. I'm going to go over to the other side and make sure everything is lined up, and then we can fasten it down using the bolt in the center. So you're going to tighten down your bolt using the included Rhino Rack torque tool. Once you hit the torque requirement, the curve on the handle is going to straighten out, and that'll help you from over tightening. Your final step is taking the cover. We're going to take the two tabs here, align it on the inside of our tower, and we're just going to lock it in and do the same thing on the driver's side. So with the covers locked on our towers, that completes the installation of our Rhino Rack Vortex Aero Crossbar kit on our 2023 Ford F-150. Super solid and a good pick for your vehicle. Have a great day.